India has made a strong pitch for protecting the interests of the developing countries at the World Trade Organization, especially on the imposition of customs duties on electronic transmission. WTO members have agreed not to impose customs duties on electronic transmission since 1998. The moratorium has been periodically extended at successive ministerial conferences. India and South Africa have been making several joint submissions highlighting the adverse impact of the moratorium on developing countries. They are suggesting a reconsideration of the moratorium is important for developing countries. Our correspondent Swati Khandelwal brings us all the details from the WTO meeting in Geneva.
One of the big ticket items that will be discussed here at the WTO Ministerial Conference is the fact that there will be talks on the moratorium on imposition of customs duty on electronic transmissions, and that of course has huge relevance for our country, for India. Now, if you recall, and just to give you a background, WTO members have agreed not to impose customs duties on electronic transmissions since 1998. So this has been ongoing for last 24 years, and the moratorium has been periodically extended at successive ministerial conferences all this while. But now we understand that this topic will be discussed at a larger for the larger cause, and there will be deliberations done for the same. What I understand is that the issue is also being discussed in the joint statement initiative on e-commerce, wherein members are seeking to make the moratorium permanent. But let me tell you, there is no common understanding yet amongst the membership on the scope or impact of the moratorium. Now, at MC12, that is this conference, WTO, many members of WTO are seeking temporary extension of the moratorium at least till the next ministerial conference, that is MC13. But India's stance is very important here, and let me tell you that India and South Africa have been making several pitches, several joint submissions highlighting actually the adverse impact of the moratorium on developing countries such as theirs, and suggesting that a reconsideration of the moratorium is important for developing countries purely to preserve their policy space for their digital advancements, to regulate imports and generate revenue through customs duty. So there is lots that will be discussed on this, and India and South Africa have put together, jointly submitted their reservations on why this moratorium is not so good for the developing countries. Let's see what comes out of it, but definitely there will be a lot of conversation around it. There could be a possibility that this gets pushed till the next ministerial conference, but I think beyond that, India should be able to get some consensus on the moratorium piece, but nevertheless, the discussions will be critical to watch out for.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.